Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I always have to swipe that over or I can't see who's watching or what you guys are saying. Welcome to Facebook Live Wednesdays with moi. Um, we started this at the beginning of COVID and we're still going, and it's every Wednesday, so that's what we do. Hope you guys are all well and having a great week. If you have not watched us before, I basically do some real estate updates locally and sometimes farther. And I answer questions that people have written in throughout the week, or you're welcome to write them in the comments below. And we do happy news because I don't like other news. So that's what we do. It doesn't yet show me. I can see somebody and people, but I can't see who it is yet. So it's like delayed. So I will start with a question. But first, before a question, thank you for everybody so far who has entered the $1,000 giveaway this month. Hi, Victoria. So every single month we're giving away $1,000, and we've already got submissions. So you do have till the end of the month, but the month is quickly going by. So you cannot nominate yourself, but you can nominate anybody else. And you just have to send us a video submission. So you literally just take your phone like this and just say, hi, I'm whatever, X, and I want to nominate Becky or Sam or whoever, and tell us why, and that's that, and then we'll knock on somebody's door on the first. Hi, sweetness. You're so kind to me. So our first question is from Brad and Jackie, and they're in Barrie. Hi, Ruba. I don't know, Ruba, if you live in Ontario still or if you're still out west, but hello. Okay, so Brad and Jackie wrote, our lawn is super dead and we plan on listing in the fall. Do you think we should buy anything and everything possible to get to revive it? I can't read. To revive it, or is it not a big deal? So if I could read properly, that would be great. But thank you, Brad and Jackie, for writing in. So to be honest, I wouldn't worry about the grass. If there's two side by side and one has nicer grass, you might be like, oh, this one has nicer grass, but really they're going to look at the insides. They're going to look at the kitchens. They're going to look at the floors. They're going to look at what updates have been done. Has one done windows and one hasn't done windows? Has one done a furnace? Has one a baseboard heat? And even if one has nicer grass, I'm going to guess, I don't do gardening and stuff, but I'm going to guess they paid a lot more than the people are willing to pay. So they might be like, oh, I'll give you $200 or $300 more, and they probably won't even. They'll just, like the grass more. And you probably spent a lot more than that. So I personally would not worry about it. But thank you for asking. Hi, Kim. Kim, you were on the lives on the weekend. So this is a different kind of live. I don't remember if you've been on other lives. Okay, so we're going to start with happy news first. So there was a very generous lady, Mackenzie Scott, or Mackenzie Bezos, as you might know her as. So she was married to Jeff Bezos, so the CEO and founder of Amazon, and they split up in April, and she got $38 billion. She's worth over $60 billion, but she got $38 billion, and they broke up last April, and she's already given $1.7 billion with a B, billion dollars away, and so she's doing them for not-for-profit, and she's chosen 116 nonprofit organizations so far to give to. And she's focusing on race, sexuality, and there was one other one, gender. Hi, Comey. Hi, Dad. Hi, Bilo. So that is awesome. And then so people are applying to have her donate to them. But there was one group that did not apply. And I'm going to look at their name because otherwise I'm going to forget what the name was. Point Foundation. So they do scholarships for LGBTQ. And they didn't even apply, and she just gave them a massive amount of money. So that was awesome. And she's also a part of a thing called Giving Pledge, and it started in 2010, and it's basically 204 billionaires, ranging from 28 to 97. And they basically pledge and sign saying that they're going to give at least half of the money that they have away before they die. And she's a part of that. On a side note, Jeff Bezos is not a part of that, but Zuckerberg or whatever, Facebook is, and so is the Airbnb founder. Hi, Saida. Oops, wrong button. Oh Oh my goodness. I'm getting my nails done tomorrow and I can't press buttons here properly. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Pandy. Um, and that was started, by the way, by Warren Buffett. And they give to like education, cancer research, and so forth. So I just thought that was awesome. She said she's basically going to give until she has nothing left in her safe. And she's a mom and an award-winning novelist and so forth, and philanthropist. And she just says she's just going to keep giving money. So I thought that was awesome. And so next is a question from Sandy in Cookstown. I've had the same circle of friends since grade 2, and I love them dearly, but sometimes I feel they're holding me back and negative. How can I distance myself without hurting their feelings? Thank you for writing in, Sandy. Awesome that you have a great group of friends, but if they're not supporting you, right? I would just say, even if you're going to do something and they say like, oh, you joined this pottery class, can I join? Maybe just say it's something I want to do on my own, or something that interests you and you want to do it on your own without them. And then, if you meet other friends, they're awesome, because if you're putting it out there, you're going to attract different, people. And if they truly support you, then they're going to, support you in your, as you're changing and evolving anyway. So if they don't support you, then maybe they're not friends you want to keep around anymore anyways. But hopefully they do, and hopefully they see you as an example, and they're like, wow, she's really bettering herself, and I want to go after my dreams, or I want to try, these hobbies that I haven't ever done, or I want to climb Mount Everest or Kilimanjaro or whatever you want to do. And they see you as an example, and they don't have jealousy towards you and think that you're like leaving them and you're changing and you're different now or whatever. So hopefully they can support you and evolve with you in your new, whatever you want to do new in your life. So thank you for writing that. Hi, Kennedy. Hola. That hola was for Sida, not for Kennedy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Rob. Rob and I were talking yesterday about ice cream sundaes. Okay, so that question was from Sandy. So you guys can write questions in here, or you can write throughout the week if you are too shy or whatever. So there was a teenager in Australia, and I'm going to look at her name so I don't say it wrong, McKinley, and she was 16, and basically her dad and her brother were, like in medical, both in medical field, and, her dad would come home and say, we were treating this woman for breast cancer, and it was just on the right, but basically the radiation was going in, and it was kind of like a tree, roots, and it was spreading, the radiation, but going to the non-affected breast. And then like in a few years, it was pretty common that would come back in the other breast, or go to the other breast. So she started to research after they lost a family member to cancer, breast cancer. And she started to research, but she's only 16. So she was actually before 16 at this point, but she didn't understand all the medical journals, obviously being her age. Hi, Justin. So she then literally went on YouTube and was like, how to understand medical journals. So then she was understanding them more, and she realized that copper was better than lead. So she then went back to YouTube and found a way to basically sew together copper. And she got the idea from her grade 10 class. They were watching some movie, and it was like medieval times or whatever. And she saw the armor on them, and she's like, okay, I can do that. And so she learned how to do that, and they used it and tested it in clinics, and they found that it was 75%, the opposite breast or whatever was 75% not radiated on like before without it. So she won some award in Australia, but it was worldwide, but she's from Australia. And it was the first time in 68 years Australia had won that award. And now it's supposed to be this year that it's, what's it called? Something armor, safety armor? Smart armor. It's called smart armor. It's supposed to be used in clinics this year. Hi, Devin. Devo. Devin likes to always remind me that I used to massage her and serve her drinks. I really can't do anything with these nails. I've brightened it. Okay. So that was that girl in... I didn't mean to brighten it. I don't know how to unbrighten it because I touched it too much. Okay, so we have a question. Knowing you. That's cute, Duo. So cute. Hi, Scotty. Question from Trevor in Creemore. I feel like my house is a bit of a money pit. I can never get ahead of the renovations. Um, when and how do you know if it's time to cut your losses and move on? Thank you, Trevor, for writing in. I don't know if you mean like it's a money pit because sometimes people, for example, they move from their parents' house and then they're like, my utilities are high and my insurance is high and I had to redo the purging and then my furnace broke and then um, I don't know, I didn't realize I had old plumbing and I had to repair part of it out to the road, or and they just don't realize that it's part of home ownership, or if there's like really bigger things going on in your house, I don't know. But if you get a realtor that you trust to show you, you know, comparables and actives and solds, because let's just say they say the value of your house right now is 400,000, and then you have to fix like foundation, plumbing, whatever, electrical, blah blah, and they still say, yeah, but your kitchen looks the same, and they can't see those things that you fix, and all the other houses that we're selling for that price have those things already, so basically are just washing that money. Then you could possibly get into a money pit if you're like, okay, do you know what I mean? You're not getting that money back. If you spent, you know, the 20,000 on the kitchen, they can see it, then that's different. But if it's being spent on other things, they can't see. But if you're just spending it on, you know, I don't know, I had somebody once say that they're like, oh, my walls are 6 times more insulated than my neighbors, but nobody can see that, so they're not going to pay you for it. So I would just depend your money pit question, maybe if it's just because you're not used to the cost of owning a house, or if it really is that you overpaid for the house in the first place, or there's too much going on, or maybe it's a century home, or you bought it privately and you were told it was really good deal and it really isn't. Just have somebody look up comparables for you so you can see what the true value is, because maybe it's not actually a money pit at all. Maybe you're just having a bad month or a bad year or something, and it's actually good. Sorry. Hi, Devo. I'm saying hi again. Happy Wednesday. I still love drinks and massages too, Devo. Have you had a massage since COVID? I don't know why. Look, it goes bright when I lean that way. It's weird. I have had 2 massages since COVID, like since they allowed it. Who is my next question? Oh, this was not a question. It was just a happy thing before we do statistics in real estate. So there was 2 beluga whales, and they were basically saved from China, Shanghai, and now they're in Iceland, and they were 11, and they had been in shows for 7 years, and beluga whales live like 35 to 50 years, and there is a company there that is not for profit, and they basically save dolphins and whales and so forth from being in captivity and doing performances. So they flew them the 6,000 miles, which was 30 hours of planes and so forth, and got them to Iceland, and now they're like in between pools and the ocean, and they're under strict veterinarians watch. But it was their first time ever in the ocean, so I just thought that was cute. And the thing that it's called is Sea Life Trust, so that's who brought them over. And then the other program is called End Captivity, that focuses on, you know, getting them out of captivity for shows. And it's called, where they got taken from was called Ocean World, which I don't know if it's like SeaWorld, but anyways. So now we're on to real estate, but I'm just doing a reminder in case you weren't watching at the beginning that you are welcome to enter anybody you like for the $1,000 contest. And they don't have to be anything crazy. It can be like, I nominate my brother, I nominate my sister nominates me, so we're equal, we'll split the money or whatever. I nominate my neighbor, I nominate my mom, nominate whoever you like. Just send us a video submission of who you want to win and why. Make sure that the sound is on, please, because we got a couple yesterday that had no sound, so it's hard to nominate somebody when we don't know what you're saying. So in real estate, as you've heard if you've watched me before, real estate is doing super well. We just got all the statistics for July, so July versus July of last year. So July of this year versus last year, there was 56.8% more houses that sold in Simcoe County than last year. And in 2019, there was 1,016 houses listed in July, and only 505 sold. Okay, so 505 sold out of the 1,016. Yes, 3 days before. And then of the 1,016 and the 505, then this year only 871 were listed, which is obviously less, but 792 sold. So 792 of the 871 sold, which is a lot, compared to the 505 last year that sold of the 1,016 that were listed. And the average sales price last year was 508, and change. I don't do the change. And now this year it was 592 and change, which is up 16.5%, which is amazing. So if you think of the average sales price is, 592,000, but let's just say 590,000 to be even, and say it was going up 10%. So 59,000. Most people are not even making 59,000 a year, let alone saving, and their house is going up that amount. So that is awesome because the house saves super fast for you. So far this year, there has been 1,621 homes that have sold in Barrie. And then all of Simcoe, there has been 3,394 homes, which is 16.3% more homes than last year. Hi, Melissa. Melissa just got her broker's license. Melissa is on our team. She's an awesome girl, or lady. Not girl, but and in July, just in Barrie alone, there was 377 houses that sold, which was up 20.4% over last year, July. And the average price is up too, so 571 and change. Don't do the change. And then surrounding us, so Essa, Innisfil, Oro, Springwater. The average price of homes there is 602 and change, which is up 14.5%. So you can see they're all like double digits. There's one I'm going to say today that's not double digits, and that's it. Okay, so I need a question break because it's too much numbers for me. Caitlin in Baxter said, can I nominate myself for the $1,000 giveaway? And do I have to do a video? I'm a bit of an introvert. Thank you, Caitlin. Unfortunately, you cannot nominate yourself. You could nominate your best friend and say, hey, I'll nominate you if you nominate me, but you can't nominate yourself. And unfortunately, you do have to do a video, okay? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, it could be super close up. It could be super far. It could be, like, shaky. You don't need any lights. Doesn't need to be anything crazy or filters or anything like that. Just, like, real. Just say, hey, I want to nominate my best friend. Hey, I want to nominate my dad. I want to nominate whoever you want for $1,000 for whatever reason you want. Like, a lot of people think there has to be some crazy reason. There does not have to be any crazy reason, okay? So thank you, Caitlin, for asking. So we're going back to real estate statistics. So in July alone, for detached houses, so not townhouses, not semi-detached homes, not condos, 277 sold in July in Barrie. So that was 108.3% more than July 2019, which is crazy. And the average sales price was $619 and change, which was 14.2% higher than July last year. And condos in Barrie, in July of this year, there was 53 sales, which was up 8.2% over last year, and the average sales price was $416 and change, which is 20.2% higher than last year. It's crazy. Innisfil also was really good, which is where Melissa is. So Innisfil, there was 90 houses, and in July of this year, and then that was 69.8% more than July of last year. And the average sales price was $572 and change, which is 18.9% higher than last year, and that's again in Innisfil. And then this is the only one that doesn't have double digits, is Aurelia. It had 49 sales, which was 53.1% higher than last year. However, the average sales price was the one that didn't go up double digits, but it still went up 4.9%, which is good, to $470 and change. Hi, Christina. Next question is from Diana in Apto. Diana said, how do you know when it's time to make your side hustle your full-time gig? I don't want to pull the trigger too early. Thank you, Diana, for asking. So I'd say it depends what your side hustle is and how much you're making and then how much you need every month. If your side hustle is making you $200 a month and your mortgage is $1,800 a month, then obviously I wouldn't be doing it anytime soon. But if you can bank that extra money, or you could live somewhere cheaper, or you could get a roommate, or you could rent out a basement, like the basement apartment in your house, or just move to a cheaper place, like maybe with utilities included or something, you could save some money. And then if you could bank some of it, so if you're like, okay, I think I need $30,000 to get this off the ground or whatever, but I would just, to be honest, do it like early in the mornings, or late at night, whether if you have kids and you can do it when they go to bed from 10 till 2, or even 10 till midnight or something, I would just do that until you've built it up enough. I still did my other 2 jobs, as Devin likes to remind me. I still did those till I was 30, I remember I had there was a secretary at Royal LePage, and she was always like, pick a job, like, why don't you just pick a job? I'm like, I'm trying, but none of them were, supporting enough, so I had to do all three until I could get one that supported enough. So I would keep doing it until you have the excess of it, and people are referring you more and more, whether you're making t-shirts in your basement or you're cutting hair or whatever, you're a web designer or whatever, until you have excess of that and excess referrals coming in and too much to handle. Okay. Hi, Kimberly. Okay, so thank you for asking, Diana. I had some more statistics. I'm doing the wave if my fingers let me, but they don't. There. So in Simcoe County as a whole, for July of 2020 versus July of 2019. Hi, Paul. Sorry, Paul, that I didn't know that I planned my party the same time as your guys' party, so I apologize. So detached houses, July versus last July, were up 15.5% in all of Simcoe. Semi-detached houses were up 13.6%. Townhouses were up 15.2%, and condos were up 5.5%. So everything is up. Condos obviously the least, but it's still super healthy. So we have another question from Dave and Christina in Guildford, which is part of Innisfil. We have a finished basement that does not have a separate entrance. We'd like to add one and add a kitchen. What kind of cost do you think we're looking at, and do you think we'll get that money out? Thank you, Dave and Christina, for asking. Depends what obviously kind of kitchen you do. I would just do a cheap something shaker, white, plain. Get like scratch and dent appliances if you can. Just do like a cheap laminate top. So you could say $5,000 for the kitchen. In reality, you might be able to do it for like $3,000, but I'd rather you say $5,000 to be safe to have your appliances. You might be a crazy kitchen person and you might put in a $30,000, which I definitely wouldn't do for a basement apartment. I would say $5,000 or $7,000 at the absolute most you should spend. And normally to do the separate entrance is normally around $10,000, but cost of everything has gone up a lot lately. So even if you give yourself a bit of a buffer to like $12,000 or $13,000, and then you have that extra kitchen, which I said I wouldn't do over $7,000, so $20,000. So $20,000 for a total. Do I think you would get it out? Yes, but I'm always about comparables. So check comparables. So if your houses were $600 right now, and then you look and ones on your street with basement apartments have only sold for $590, then it doesn't make sense. But if you're renting the basement out for $1,400 or whatever a month, so you're getting over $16,000 in a year, you can see how quickly you're paid back that anyways. So you might not get it in the sale of your house per se if the comparables don't show, but you'll obviously get it tenfold when it keeps coming to you every year over and over again. So if you don't use your basement, then you might as well have somebody else rent it. So thank you for asking that. Walmart is doing drive-ins in the States. So this Friday till the end of October, they're not changing, but in 160 Walmarts, they're going to have like a blow-up type screen, and they're going to have 320 movies playing. Currently, it's just in the States, but they're testing it, so maybe it'll be good, and then they'll do it here, and they're doing it for free. And Drew Barrymore is the host, and then she's going to randomly like pop up in cities and just be there to see fans. So that was cool, just because people are a bit more bored in COVID than normal. Reminder to the $1,000 contest. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but just in case you were not watching at that time, you've probably heard of like 3D printing, I'm sure. But I don't know if you knew, but they print houses. When I was a kid, I used to like on the beach take sand and kind of go like that. And that's basically what it looks like. To me, it looks like a robot that's like doing that, but like cement's coming out of this nozzle. And basically, so in Belgium, they built a 980 something square foot house just by that. And it's 60% cheaper than building regular and 3 times stronger. And basically, it's all cement and wire and mesh. And then the biggest one that has been built so far has been in Dubai. But the company that built it was out of California. And it's like an administrative building. And it only took them 2 weeks. And they had 1 crane and 3 guys, and that was it. So basically, they do the foundation first, then the cement thing. The 3D printer does it. Then they put on the roof. They do the electrical, the plumbing, the floors. And obviously kitchen, bathroom, that counts as plumbing. So it's just neat because they're basically wanting to bring it to other countries just because it is 60% cheaper. So to help with affordable living for people in other countries, in our country, whatever. So I just thought it was cool that a 3D printer can print a house. So that is that. I have another question from Stacy in Newmarket. Sometimes I've seen people post negatively towards you. How do you keep negativity out and get back to a good state for you if you find yourself slipping? Thank you, Stacy, for writing. I used to live in Newmarket. I just feel like there's always going to be people. So unless, I've said it once before, like unless I'm living on some like hilltop by myself and I'm growing my own groceries and I'm like never seeing anybody, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like you or says something stupid or mocks you or whatever. And to be honest, I'd probably die if I lived up on the hill just because I can't cook. So if I had to rely on myself for food, I'd be in a lot of trouble. So I couldn't do that. So there's always going to be people that judge, and I just can't think about it. So, you know, they're obviously in whatever place in their life that they feel that bad that they want to like spew hatred towards somebody else. And I just feel like it's issues that they need to work on and resolve. So I don't worry about it and I don't think about it. But thank you for writing in. If it happens to be getting to me, I will do something to change my state. So I know it sounds silly, but sometimes I like punch and I'm like that. And sometimes I'm like, yes. And I do stuff. Sometimes I literally just like jump on the spot as if I was skipping, but with no skipping rope. Sometimes I watch like funniest videos, or I watch, Britain's Got Talent, or I watch like a comedian or something on YouTube, just something to change my state if I'm letting something get to me, or I go for a walk or a run or something just to change it up, or I'll even listen to like fun old music from when I was like in grade 10 or something. So thank you for asking. Hi Tyler. I already said hi to Paul. Okay. So, there was a 7-year-old boy, and his mom had cancer, and he noticed that after chemo, one, she lost her hair, and he shaved his head, which was cute, just so she didn't feel left alone. She was a single mom, and then he found that when she started to do yoga, she really had like more energy and a zest for life and whatever. So this little 7-year-old started to do like yoga courses. And now he's 14 and he has 7 yoga certifications, and he teaches yoga 3 days a week. And his mom opened a yoga studio, and they have certain classes that are dedicated just to cancer research. So all the money that they make goes to cancer research. And then they have another class that's just for autistic children. I'm not sure where that fit into that, but maybe it was just something they were passionate about and they wanted to help. So I just thought that was cute that this little boy didn't want, his mom, 1, to be alone with her no hair, but 2, that he saw how much it helped her and he wanted to help other people. So I thought that was adorable. So that was that 7-year-old who's now 14. Hi, Tyler. Tyler used to live close to me. I used to scare him all the time, and now he's moved. I'm going through scare withdrawals. Question came in from Phil in Innisfil. I'm redoing my kitchen, but I'm overwhelmed with countertop selections. Do you have a favorite? I love quartz. I love Cambrian. They're beautiful, beautiful counters. But doesn't mean that everybody does. Like, there's obviously granite. I've done butcher block a lot of times. I've done the cheap one. I've never done the real one because basically it's the same price as granite, which I would never pay that for butcher block. So I do the fake one from IKEA. So I've done that, and then I've done laminate. So it just depends on the price of the house, because you don't want to overdo it and you're spending like $8,000 or $11,000 on a counter in a neighborhood that does not support it, where somebody would rather be in a different neighborhood or have a bigger square footage house. So try and make sure that you check, how high-end finishes are around you before you pick. But if I wasn't thinking budget, I would do quartz. And don't do any colors if possible, please. No purple, no red, no green, no pink, no blue, no specks of blue, no specks of green. Don't do anything funky. If you want to do something funky, do like an island that's a funky color, but that's it. Do not do the other side funky color. Just don't do it. Don't do funky backsplash tiles. It's going to date it really quickly and going to be hard to sell if you ever plan to sell. If it's for you and you want to, then fine. So thank you, Phil. Um, so Berkeley, so like University of California, they have a free course. It's not normally free. Was brought out in 2014, and basically it's 11 weeks. It's like 4 to 5 hours a week, and every Tuesday they post something. But because of COVID, they're now doing it for free, and it's been used by people in 204 different countries. And they have like different famous people that come on. It has different lessons, it has different ways to. They do these happiness techniques and exercises and so forth. So if anybody's interested or like, bored of COVID or have run out of things to watch on Netflix or Hulu, it's something to watch for. And then Yale followed suit, and they also did a free course. And theirs is, I want to say Psychology 157. I was right. Psych 157. Psychology of the Good Life. So they have a shorter program, and it's 6 weeks. Normally it also costs, but this time it is free because of COVID. So they're just giving stuff. So anyways, that is the real estate statistics. Stay safe, please. Enter somebody. Rob, you can enter somebody. You can enter your lovely wife or neighbor or whatever, and enter somebody in the contest. You have till the end of this month, and then September 1st, I think, is a Wednesday or something. I'll knock on somebody's door. And as long as they live in Simcoe County and they're over the age of 18, that's the only criteria that they need to have to win the $1,000. And that is it. And even though I started this in March, I'm actually not doing one next week because I will be on the boat. So no Facebook Live next week. But stay safe, be kind to one another, and have a great night. Bye, guys.